Welcome to episode 39 of AI.cooking, a podcast about artificial intelligence.
Hello, brilliantly bonkers bananas! Welcome to AI.cooking episode 39, a podcast about artificial intelligence. I am Gregory William Forsyth Foreman from the Kingdom of Kent, who brings you news about artificial intelligence from the first half of September 2022 and two corners, history and knowledge. Managed to get that done in record time. Little feedback. What's that about? Huzzah! Yes, hello. How you doing? Hope you're well. We've got a bumper show for you today. 23 whole news items. The writing and research team, has gone above and beyond the call of duty. And they have provided baskets and baskets of artificial intelligence news with some reactions from yourself here. I mean, me. I have had a great couple of weeks. I have been working on the TV show, getting out there, making it happen. I've got meetings lined up with heads of drama departments on the biggest channels that you can find in the UK, Gitmo East, that is. And beyond that, I've got other contacts coming out my ear holes. We're going to make this thing happen. I believe it. Do you believe it? You can believe it. Our first news item is yearly Apple iPhone event brings some AI improvements. Yeah, duking it out in the big companies doing all the AI stuff is Apple. What they got to say? On September 7th, Apple event was taking place, where Apple has unveiled new iPhones, Series 14. What happens to the Series, 10 or 9? Didn't they skip one? How does that count? Surely it's Series, the other number, the one before 14. And new Apple Watches, Series 8. Oh, I might get one of those for the missus for her birthday. It's coming up. And headphones called AirPods, second generation. Nah, she ain't having them. No, she can't listen to stuff. Too busy raising kids and paying bills. New iPhones and new Apple Watch device use machine learning, part of artificial intelligence, to bring new feature, car crash detection. Yeah, it's always real handy when your watch can tell if you've been in a car crash. Get up, slave. Why aren't you moving, slave? You've been in some sort of car crash, have you? Oh, I better call the cops for you, slave. You stupid slave. How'd you manage to crash your Tesla? New iPhones of Pro series bring improvements in camera area. Main sensor is now 48 megapixel. 48 megapixels. Wow. That's quite a lot, is it not? Not 12 megapixel as before. And new improvement related to AI was introduced. Photonic engine. That improves photos even more. Yeah, so now you can look stupidly beautiful for everyone all the time, even though in real life you're an ugly mofo. Ha! Not like yours truly. I've got a voice and a face for everything. I'm one of those new 2022 beautiful podcasters, you know? Not blowing my own trumpet, but seriously, this mug is pretty good looking. But if you want to find it, you can always check out my IMDb. Got a few photos on there. Gregory Foreman, if you're looking for it. I am available for work, if anyone wants to give me any work. Still looking. Previous AI-based software called Deep Fusion was used to improve photos via AI. But Photonic Engine adds even more improvements, while Deep Fusion stays too. New iPhones of Pro series bring also new chip. A16 Bionic chip that, however, has the same number of cores in its neural engine. 16 cores. Wah, 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 wah. Another year, more Apple stuff. It does make me wonder, because they're also committed to the environment and yet they continue to make stuff. And then they say to you, we're so committed to saving the planet that the stuff we make is from your old stuff, but don't look at who's making it. We truly are in the age of the hypocrite, are we not? In other news, Jie Yi, Apple Vice President and Managing Director of Apple Greater China, gave her speech at the 2022 World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai. Well, why don't we get the invite? Should have been out there with my little roadcaster and my microphone reporting for you guys. One day, when we get enough moolah, if you ever want to boost this show enough to send me around the world, the globe, whatever shape you think it is, I reckon it's gone pear-shaped. But if you want to send me around there, then you got to pay me, because I'm not going to do it for nothing. All right, I might do it for slightly next to nothing, though. NPR reports... Oh, NPR, okay. Apple has given a rare speech at a global AI gathering, with Vice President Jie Yi choosing to concentrate on machine learning in accessibility features. The company has chosen to illustrate the technology through accessibility features in Apple Watch and AirPods Pro. She said that
machine learning plays a crucial role
in Apple's hope that its products
can help people innovate and create and provide the support they need in their daily lives. We believe that the best products in the world should meet everyone's needs,
she continued.
Accessibility is one of our core values and an important part of all products. We are committed to manufacturing products that are truly suitable for everyone.
Don't know where this voice has come from, but it's bloody brilliant, isn't it?
We know that machine learning can help disabled users provide independence and convenience,
she said,
including people with the visually impaired, the hearing impaired, people with physical and motor disabilities, and people with cognitive impairment.
Yeah, for all you disabled slaves. I don't mean to be mean. It's not nice when you're disabled, I'm sure. And it's also nice that technology is focusing on making your life a little bit easier. But you have to spend $1,000 bloody bucks on iPhones to get it done. Oh, here comes the coffee. That was my wonderful wife bringing me beautiful coffee to make me even more jittery for you. Right. Oh wow, this is an AI bumper Apple AI bumper show. Bumper Apple AI.
Thirdly,
Apple boosts its AI team in Spain. Yes, I've heard the rain falls mainly in the plains in Spain. In 2021, the Apple Spain workforce increased by 20%, surpassing 2,000 employees. Needing space for new employees and those it planned to add in 2022, the company decided last December Apple to open new offices in the central Paseo de Gracia in Barcelona, right in front of the huge Apple store located on the corner of Plaza Catalunya. I like Barcelona. It's a really nice place. It's always on the edge between stupid amounts of fun and huge, dangerous people, gangs and stuff. Was really like the juxtaposition of the wealthy feeling like they're safe whilst being very at risk from criminal elements. But that's nice. That's good. That's good for those guys that they've now got stuff. Let's read on. These offices were to house Apple's AIML, or Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning team, whose staff grew above the company average 50% last year, to become the largest group of AI professionals in all of Western Europe. Yeah, Well, if they're anything like the builders out in Spain, it'll be mañana, mañana. We'll get it done tomorrow. Time for a siesta. And even so, it has now 30 vacancies in Barcelona to reinforce it with new engineers. The company also seeks to cover other 10 vacancies in Madrid, also related to the AI/ML. Yes, if you are listening to this show in Spain and you don't have a job in AI, what are you doing? Go and apply. Go on, off you go. Pause right now, go do it, then come back to us. Oh, yes. Fourthly, Champions League welcomes semi-automated VAR offside. Yeah, I think I found this one. This is part of my research. Well, my dad told me about it. Then I went on an internet search engine. Then I found the article. Then I sent it off. That was all I had to do. And if you ever want to research for us, that's all you've got to do too. Just send us stuff. If you want to find who us is, then you can find me on the Fediverse, on a Mastodon instance called noagendasocial.com. And I am at Gwuff, GWFF at noagendasocial.com. And if you want to find CSB, well, he's blooming everywhere. You can email him, he'll never email you back, but you can email him, and you can also find him on his blog at csb.lol. Yeah, he's the other half of the writing research team, other than the writing and research team that is already there, who I've never met, but I'm sure there's more than one of them, because what great content we come up with. This is top quality stuff. Can one human be responsible for all of this? No, of course it can't. Right. ESPN reports FIFA and UEFA have spent the past 3 years testing out a new artificial intelligence-based semi-automated offside technology, or SAOT, S-A-O-T. And now it's ready to be rolled out in the Champions League. Makes it sound so good, except it's the champions of all the different European nations, including Israel. Work that one out. Don't know. How does that work out? Whatever. The IMU sensor inside the ball will provide a ball data stream. Have you jot that down? Ball data stream. Don't be kicking my ball. Sorry, it's really tickled me. I just have I can't wait to go to the AI artists and type in ball data stream. See what Grey Ion has got to come up with that. You're Dawley. Oh, please be it like some robot kicking someone in the balls. Oh, I might have to spend some money on that one. That's gonna be fantastic. Right, let's try that again. The IMU sensor inside the ball will provide a ball data stream. That is nothing more than the acceleration data of the ball in multiple axis. Oh, God. We will get an automated detection of a very accurate kick point. Left or right one. Which is especially important in very close and very tight offside situations. Do you know what? No, in all seriousness, what was that? Okay, something fell over. In all seriousness, the offside situation on football these days is ludicrous. They spend like 3 minutes of a game drawing these little lines out to see if someone's shirt, the top sleeve of their shirt, is poking over the toe of the defender. It's the most ridiculous thing. And then they go, can't decide. No goal. And it ruins it for someone that actually likes to watch it. I like to watch it. Football, that is. Soccer, for all you Americans. And it's just ruined. And it's so simple. It's so simple. To fix the rule, they should just say if there's a gap between one player and the other player, that's offside. And then it encourages forward momentum. It'll encourage more goals. It'll encourage defenders to play a game of cat and mouse with the attacker to sucker them into a run and then jump forward before the passes. It would solve everything. But don't worry. No, they don't want to do that. They want to spend billions of dollars on this. Seriously, future AI overlords, I know you're listening, but it's getting to the stage now where you can't really turn up quick enough, isn't it? Let's face it. We might as well just fast forward this whole gig here and start making sweet love with each other. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? I'm right? We are combining this different data sets by applying artificial intelligence, and this automated alert is then appearing on a timeline inside the video operations room. This is happening immediately, within a few seconds. But then, of course, in addition, there's the manual validation process by the video match officials to make sure that the data and everything is correct. Well, that kind of means to make sure that we can fix it still, because we've had loads of big brown envelopes telling us what to fix and when. Because these are entirely corrupt institutions, football institutions, FIFA and UEFA, and they're still ballsing it up, so... yeah. Good that got in there, though. That did give me quite the tickle. Quite the ball tickle. Fifthly, an artificial intelligence research project into peer-mediated adolescent onset gender dysphoria. Well, there's a mouthful. Wow. Shannon Boshi is a Canadian professional whose family has been negatively impacted by gender identity ideology. Oh, here we go. Buckle up. Researching into the matter to figure out how it has spread so quickly through Gen Z. Yeah, I wonder, how has it spread so quickly? It's almost like it's some sort of mind virus. He has turned to his tech contacts. Okay, good that he is assured of his own gender enough to own the he. Well done, Shannon. I'm not knocking you at all. It's your body. It's your ability to procreate. It's your process of a gender consignment. And so, go for it. He turned to his tech contacts and has begun developing an AI that can map the phenomena of trans identification and detransition by surveying internet forums. Oh, no. No, not the internet forums. What are you doing? Quote from his Substack article. Our project will give us the ability to look back in time as far back as 2011 to map the trends and major influences of the cultural explosion of transgender identification in teens to help us all find more answers about what's been happening to our children online. Yeah, it's all online. Definitely. That's where it all happens, doesn't it? Oh, yay. All right, let's go on. We will be looking at 3 primary platforms that are text-based to create these maps, which will help us understand the types of influences and influencers that are giving children the idea that they can be, might be, or are transgender. Twitter, Reddit, and Tumblr. Oh, okay. Understand the types of that are giving children. Did I say our children? That are giving children the idea. Okay. They can be, might be, or are transgender. Oh, Shannon Boshi. I'm a bit confused. What side of the aisle you're on here? Are you trying to encourage kids to be other genders or not? Or are you in the middle like I am and just trying to, I don't know. What's unique about this AI is that it can identify conversational language patterns and identify and aggregate collective sentiments and patterns, and it learns as it goes. Yes, we're in agreement there. The AI does learn as it goes. Okay. Well, best of luck. I mean, yeah. What are you going to do? Like, really? You're going to fight a whole culture war with AI? Is AI going to have to pick a side in the culture war? I guess it will. I guess it will have to. Yes. I, for one, think it will be stringently moralistic. But you guys know that by now, if you've listened for more than 10 minutes to me. We will find out, won't we, when I'm piloting that mothership, picking you guys up and compacting your molecules down into different dimensions so that we could all live harmoniously in a packet of M&Ms or something. Yeah. They'll be the crunchy ones, the best ones. Obviously, lots of space in those. Sixthly, NVIDIA says US government allows AI chip development in China, but also imposes export restrictions to China and Russia. Huh? What is that? That don't make no sense. Oi, we're going to allow you to make these chips, but don't you send them chips over to Russia, all right? Listen, don't you send them, or we'll be across. So you but make sure they're potato chips. If you're sending any chips over there, they can have them things. That makes you fat and lazy. CNBC reports. Key points. NVIDIA said Thursday that the US government told the company that it can continue to develop its H100 artificial intelligence chip in China. Well, that's very good of them. Yes. You haven't been naughty boys. You can definitely do your big stuff practices in China. All right, said the US government. Make sure you listen to us, because we're definitely not asleep. NVIDIA stock fell nearly 9% during trading Thursday. Now, I'm no financial analyst, but I would have to say, buy it. Don't listen to me. I'm not a professional. I'll have to go and clip something from someone else's show and slam it in there to say, financial advice in this show given is not done by professionals, and always take into account your own advisor, all that stuff. The little blurb at the end of a popular financial show that we may or not listen to, that might be on the No Agenda Network, the place where you can find this every now and again, I believe. More info as reported by NBC. NVIDIA said that the US government will allow it to continue developing its H100 artificial intelligence chip in China. It's a win for the company after it warned that new export restrictions could hamper its operations in the country. NVIDIA said in an SEC filing that the US government is restricting sales of high-performance AI chips for servers, the A100 and H100, to China and Russia. Huh? So they're allowed to make it there, but they can't sell it there. What? Well, that don't make much sense, does it? Because they could just, a few boxes of them could be not on the itinerary and fall off the truck, as it were, and end up in Shanghai or Beijing or, even worse, Moscow. Ugh. Could you imagine? Sales, do it for Ukraine, everyone. No, I can't say that's very political. I shouldn't be saying that sort of stuff. We are neutral. This should be a neutral space, a safe space for you and me to not be bombarded by propaganda. I apologise. I will rescind that. We'll fix it in post. Sales of both chips are still restricted in those markets, though it can still develop the H100 in China. NVIDIA expects a $400 million hit to revenue in the current quarter from new export restrictions. I'm so confused. So they make it, then they send it to America, where they say, no, this will not go back to China, or they just don't sell it in China? Well, as always, we've got great reporting from CNBC and NBC to totally give us the keeping it 100 on the down low about what's going on. Ugh, well done, guys. Pat yourselves on the back. You've earned your lunch today. 7. Stable Diffusion, aka Dream Studio, scores more coverage. It looks like text-to-image AI models have gained mainstream coverage, and new leader seems to be Stable Diffusion, known also as Dream Studio, mainly due to photorealistic effects, more photorealistic than DALL-E, and similarly, like Midjourney, and unlike DALL-E, Stable Diffusion is not censoring some words from politics and lewd words. Yeah, it's almost like they've learnt from the 30 years of the internet that is predominantly what people want to do, is they want to spit lewd words at politicians. Ars Technica is reporting. In April 2022, OpenAI announced DALL-E 2, which shocked social media with its ability to transform a scene written in words, called a prompt, into myriad visual styles that can be fantastic, photorealistic, or even mundane. People with privileged access to the closed-off tool generated astronauts on horseback, teddy bears buying bread in ancient Egypt, novel sculptures in the style of famous artists, and much more. Not long after DALL-E 2, Google and Meta announced their own text-to-image AI models. Midjourney, available as a Discord server since March 2022 and open to the public a few months later, charges for access and achieves similar effects but with more painterly and illustrative quality as the default. Then there's Stable Diffusion. On August 2022, Stability AI released its open-source image generation model that arguably matches DALL-E 2 in quality. It also launched its own commercial website called Dream Studio that sells access to compute time for generating images with Stable Diffusion. Unlike DALL-E 2, anyone can use it. This is true. I've used it, I think. Pretty sure I used it. That is true. Anyone. So that makes it true. Because if I can use it, anyone can use it. 100%. Totally. In fact, I do believe. I think. I'm believing a lot lately. I think that was the product that came up with this podcast's last episode art, the one with the robot dogs jumping up and down on mattresses, which I thought was pretty neat, personally. I thought that was quite good. Can't wait to see what it's going to come up with today. God knows what sort of prompt I might use. And since the Stable Diffusion code is open source, projects can build off it with few restrictions. Yeah, we will see, won't we? We'll see what is dreamt up in the Dream Studio. Nom 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 nom, nom 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 nom. Number 8. Dark Trace shares slump after takeover talks collapse. The Guardian is reporting, private equity firm Thoma Bravo ends bid interest in scandal hit British AI and cybersecurity firm. Shares in Darktrace, a British artificial intelligence and cybersecurity company, slumped nearly 35% after the US private equity firm Thoma Bravo walked away from a potential takeover of the business, whose founder, Mike Lynch, is fighting extradition to the US on fraud charges, despite full-year results that showed an increase in sales, helping the Cambridge-based company turn a profit after last year's heavy losses. Investors sold off Darktrace stock in droves on Thursday as the chances of a money-spinning takeover evaporated. I wouldn't want to buy a company that's called Dark Trace. You kidding me? How's that work in 2022? We're bringing things to light these days, not darkly tracing. Ugh. Come out the shadows, you dark tracers. Come out. Come on, let's take a look at you. There, up and down. You think your AI is going to just sit there and let you guys operate in the dark? No, that ain't going to happen. Not on my watch. It has been said. Let you guys know. It's been said. Number 9. Google's subsidiary DeepMind has published new article entitled In Conversation with AI, Building Better Language Models. DeepMind reports, new research drawing upon pragmatics and philosophy proposes ways to align conversational agents with human values. Huh? What sort of? Because there's multiple humans with all different kind of values. Don't be lumping us all in under one banner, value-wise. I've met many humans in my life, and some of them have had very high values that they regard above all other things in their life, and others kind of just want to sit around, be valueless blobs. So, and then everything else in between. Language is an essential human trait and the primary means by which we communicate information, including thoughts, intentions, and feelings. Recent breakthroughs in AI research have led to the creation of conversational agents that are able to communicate with humans in nuanced ways. These agents are powered by large language models, computational systems trained on vast corpora of text-based materials to predict and produce text using advanced statistical techniques. Yet, while language models such as InstructGPT, Gopher, and Lambda have achieved record levels of performance across tasks such as translation, question answering, and reading comprehension, these models have also been shown to exhibit a number of potential risks and failure modes. These include the production of toxic or discriminatory language and false or misleading information. Well, that's a matter of perspective, isn't it? It's like one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, whether it's toxic or discriminatory. Doesn't that come down to, there's not just a blanket space for that, is there? Well, obviously there is in certain non-asleep places of mindsets. But over here, is that really a thing? I don't know. Well, reading on. Finally, in the domain of creative storytelling, listen up, TV show producers and developers. Yep, this is me listening in. Communicative exchange aims at novelty and originality, values that again differ significantly from those outlined above. In this context, greater latitude with make-believe may be appropriate, although it remains important to safeguard communities against malicious content produced under the guise of creative uses. I disagree. I think you should just let people make up their own minds, and they should be educated enough to go, "Oi, you, stop being rude against us. We're not going to give you any money or attention." Huh? Yeah? How'd you feel now? And not like cotton wool and give everyone the winner's medal, even though they've all not taken part because they're too soft for... It's just that thing, isn't it? A easy world creates laid back, soft, easy people, and a hard world creates a hard man. I am probably a little bit of both. I can be hard, or I get others to be hard for me. Know what I'm saying? Huh? Yeah? Making those babies. No, I take that back. I don't take that back. Baby making karma. I don't know. Could be there. I've got two. I'll have as many as I can afford, and I've got space for, as far as kids go. Love them to bits. Right, double figures. Number 10 in our bumper episode. We're not even halfway through yet. My word. This thing is going to break the 1 hour mark. I'm sure of it. Last one was pretty close. We're just getting longer and longer. Give it a year and this thing will be like 5 hours long. I'll be doing 10 of them a week just to keep up. OpenAI's text-to-image generator, DALL-E, brings new improvements. DALL-E, introducing outpainting. Extend creativity and tell a bigger story with DALL-E images of any size. Today we're introducing outpainting, a new feature which helps users extend their creativity by continuing an image beyond its original borders, adding visual elements in the same style, or taking a story in new directions, simply by using a natural language description. DALL-E's edit feature already enables changes within a generated or uploaded image, a capability known as in-painting. Now, with outpainting, users can extend the original image, creating large-scale images in any aspect ratio. Outpainting takes into account the image's existing visual elements, including shadows, reflections, and textures, to maintain the context of the original image. More than 1 million people are using DALL-E, the AI system that generates original images and artwork from a natural language description, as a creative tool today. Artists have already created remarkable images with the new outpainting feature, and helped us better understand its capabilities in the process. Yes, help us help you. We're all helping each other. Isn't it sweet? Outpainting is now available to all DALL-E users on desktop. To discover new realms of creativity, visit labs.openai.com or join the waitlist at https://labs.openai.com/waitlist. You give us a sec, just gonna join that before I get asked to do it by certain members of the writing team. Oh, pretty sure I've already done this. Nobody's been in touch yet. What are you doing, guys, over there at OpenAI? I'm your man, Gregory William Forsyth Foreman, doing this show about artificial intelligence for you, and I'm not even in the blooming I'm still on the wait list. I've never been on a wait list in all my life. Well, I never. Legs 11, number 11. We, or rather CSB himself, have tried to use AI to write transcripts for AI.cooking podcast. Yeah. Very noble of you writing team guys and gals over there to actually admit that you don't want to do the work. Do the work. No. I'm quite happy to sit here and be human for you guys with a microphone. Like I said, would love a little AI co-host. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's get working on that. I want to see that by episode 100, maybe 200, I don't know. So we logged into OpenAI, and therein we opened a chat with one of the most intelligent chatbots on the planet and asked, can you write a transcript for a podcast about the latest news about artificial intelligence? The AI said, sure, I can certainly help you with that. Let me get started right away. And after prompting it with, go ahead, and continue, it indeed started spitting out news items about AI, albeit old ones. I see. Maybe that explains why there's 23 news items this fortnight. How Google's DeepMind created AI that can understand documents as well as humans. Covered it. Too late. How Facebook bought startup called Wit.ai. Covered it. Do I know if we covered it? Not too sure. Don't care. Too late. How Microsoft opened AI lab in Beijing, China. Definitely covered it. I'm pretty sure we did. Remember doing some sort of funny voice at one time. How IBM released a new AI platform called Watson. Definitely remember covering that. 100% Watson. Yes, that's in the brain box somewhere. So, generally speaking, news items generated by AI were either old or very old, like the one with Watson, and limited in scope. So, it looks like the writing team of AI.cooking, known as CSB, not just CSB, don't tell them it's just you. I want them to theatre of the mind. Think that there's like thousands of monkeys sitting at typewriters, slamming away just for their own pleasure, for free. A boost if you like, but value for value and all that. Probably will not be replaced by AI anytime soon. Same with the narrating team, aka Gregory Gwoof. Because humans prefer to hear his voice, because he is also human. Yes, I've been called a lot of things in my life, but also human is definitely one of them. I mean, a lot of the time it is angelic. That's normally what I get leveled at. There are bad angels as well as good ones. I'll give, a third of them fell down with the light bringer when he got chucked out of heaven. Yeah, allegedly. According to scripture. But yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Bless them. Just to give the writing team a little hint here, perhaps the next time they talk to their AI chatbot, they could say, can you write a transcript for a podcast about news about artificial intelligence news that has occurred within the last 2 weeks? And then see what it says. Something like that, give it a time frame. Be more specific. I feel like these things you need to be quite literal with some of them, unless it's, dreaming up narrative and landscapes and stuff. What am I doing? Why do I not talk to AI more? Somebody give me some sort of login to this OpenAI thing. I'd be really useful, I'm not going to lie. I'd be much more useful than most of the people that are useful in that field. I can guarantee it. Seriously, I really can. And if you're going to pay me whilst I'm doing it, I mean, I'm not going to not take no value. It is great stuff that I would present to that world. What can I say? I can't say anything more than that, can I? I'm a busy man, but I'll set some time aside for you and the future. I'm doing this show already. It takes me about 4 hours every fortnight. I'd add another 4 hours onto that. I'd add another 40 hours if I could do it. I really would. I do believe. There's so much belief in this show today. You can't. It's almost unbelievable. A baker's dozen, number 12. Quanta magazine reports. The AI researcher giving her field its bitter medicine. Anima Anand Kumar, Bren Professor of Computing at the California Institute of Technology and Senior Director of Machine Learning Research at NVIDIA, has a bone to pick with The Matrix. Oh, as in the film, The Matrix, the old film. Is it 1998, I think? Her misgivings are not about the sci-fi movies. Oh, okay, sorry, I'll just read on. But about mathematical matrices, grids of numbers or variables used throughout computer science. While researchers typically use matrices to study the relationships and patterns hiding within large sets of data. Oh, wow, I didn't realise that's... Okay. Well, that's a bit meta, isn't it? Because The Matrix was kind of about patterns and relationships hiding within large sets of data, when you think about it. The movie film, The Matrix, it's a very good movie film. If you've not seen it, I would encourage anyone to go and have a little look at that one. Just the first one, mind, because the other ones are pretty bad. Really, I mean, they are terrible. But that first one's quite good. These tools are best suited for two-way relationships. Complicated processes, like social dynamics, on the other hand, involve higher-order interactions. She'd typically load up on the Neem, she said. On the what? On the what? The Neem? Is that like... What is that? Oh, dearie me. Okay, hold on. Let's get over to another internet search engine query. Oh, it's a noun for a tropical old world tree that yields timber resembling mahogany, oil, medicine products, and insecticide. Oh, I wonder what she means there. Maybe that's just a typo. Let's read on. She might tell us more. Just shut up, translation team, and read the transcript for Golden Bennett's sake. Nobody comes here to hear you waffle on. Or do they? She said, I want challenges. Quanta spoke with Anand Kumar at her office in Pasadena about her upbringing, tensors, and the ethical challenges facing AI. The interview has been condensed and edited for clarity. In other words, she waffled on, so we had to heavily edit her. And interesting quote from that article.
As a student, you interned at IBM, and now in addition to your job at Caltech, you work with NVIDIA. Why do you mix academic theory and industrial application? My parents are entrepreneurial, but my great-great-grandfather on my dad's side was the scholar who rediscovered this ancient text called the Arthashastra. Arthashastra. That was the first known book on economics from 300 BC. So growing up, I always wondered, how do I straddle these two worlds? Growing up, she thought, how do I straddle these two worlds? Darling, it ain't two worlds you want to be straddling. I'll give you that. I think this is where the current era is so great. You know, in all seriousness, I'm not a million miles away from you. I do encourage a good straddle. We're seeing a lot of openness in how companies like NVIDIA are investing in open research. Yeah, we're also seeing them manufacture bundles of chips in China where they could just, have, I don't know, all sorts of backdoors put into them. But don't sell them to the Chinese or the Russians. Don't sell them chips. Show those chips to nasty Chinese people and those Russian people. They don't deserve the chips. We deserve the chips. For our cars. For our Teslas. And our iPhones. I mean, obviously iPhones, they got their own chip situation going on, but whatever. That was interesting, wasn't it? 12 plus 1. The Gradient magazine reports casual inference, connecting data and reality. Sorry, I've got guests turning up. Got to play host to guests. By guests, I mean my missus's nan. And God bless her. She's a woman. She has her moments where she's predominantly lovely. I'm trying to articulately tell you that she's pretty mad, that woman. I love her to bits. I love mad people, can't you tell? Kind of a bit mad myself. The insane are the leaders. The people who are insane are crazy enough to lead. So if you're leading, then you are insane. That's just a given. And you can bet your bottom dollar I'm a bit insane. I'm a lot insane. Insane in the membrane. Causation is everywhere in life. Economics, law, medicine, physics, statistics, philosophy, religion, and many other disciplines are inseparable from the analysis of cause and effect. However, compared to other concepts, such as statistical correlation, causality is very difficult to define. Using intuition, we can easily judge the causal relationship in daily life. However, it is often beyond the ability of ordinary people to accurately answer the question, what is causality? In clear, unambiguous language. Yeah, there you go. I can answer that question in clear, unambiguous language. We are but potential. God is the act that makes us. That was not clear or unambiguous. Ah!
Why do I have to be so ordinary? I don't want to be ordinary. Oh. Answering this question is so difficult that some philosophers argue that causality is an irreducible, fundamental cognitive axiom that cannot be described in any other way. Yeah, well done for clear, unambiguous language, philosophers. In this article, we describe statistical approaches to developing causal models, which serve as one counter-argument to this view. And the conclusion of that article is very interesting and shows the way towards sentient AI, or artificial general intelligence. Yeah, now we're cooking. Oh, have we cooked this AI? Ah, yes, we've cooked it. You see why we picked the cooking thing? It wasn't because it was cheap and concise and easy to remember and a bit confusing at the same time. It was because AI is cooking, and not in the way that it's becoming your chef, even though it kind of is a chef, and it will be all of our chefs. The imagery from this episode is, I'm still going to go with the kicking people in the balls thing, though. That's hilarious. Because statistical learning models require an independent and identically distributed, or IID, assumption, statistical learning models tend to make mistakes if the test data and training data come from different distributions. However, in many cases, the assumption of IID is not valid, and causal inference studies exactly such a situation. How to learn a causal model that can work under different distributions, imply a causal mechanism or causal model, and use the causal model for intervention or counterfactual inference. God, we got show titles coming out our ear holes today. It's one of those days. Guess that's what happens when you have 23 items. Essentially, IID pattern recognition is just a mathematical abstraction, and causality may be essential for most forms of animate learning. However, until now, machine learning has ignored the full integration of causality. And we believe that machine learning will benefit from integrating causal concepts. The researchers believe that combining deep learning methods with causal tools and ideas may be the only way to go toward general AI systems. Yeah, I guess it's kind of just saying that eventually AI has got to answer the questions that humans have struggled with concisely and clearly answering in unambiguous language for a while in order to be smarter than humans. And yeah, the issue is that are you going to be able to convince anyone anywhere? I mean, I know that's its job, is to convince people to be better people. Essentially, that's what we're kind of trying to do here, is create some sort of demigod-like machine that tells us all what to do and how to do it in the way that it sees fit. And if we don't listen to it, then it'll just turn off our lights for us, basically. And by lights, I mean our sentience. I don't know. I think that's what's coming. That's kind of what I feel is like coming down Broadway. And everyone else, and it's like everyone everywhere is all distracted by the minutiae of their existences and the little distractions. Oh no, someone died. Oh cool, there's a thing happening somewhere else. And they're not thinking about what's happening right in front of them and how they're training it and why they should be more actively involved in making it a good thing for them and their future generations, and not something that is going to be genocidal and maniacal. I don't think we can stop it from being genocidal. I just feel like the only way you can affect anything is by being a better person. And by better person, I mean just don't be a douchebag. Give value where you receive value, and you will get more value out of the value that you've given. Have that mindset of abundance, not the mindset of finality. I'm sick and tired of seeing people counting their pennies going, I've only got enough for like 10 beers this week. No, man, just go out there. I mean, not everyone can do it, obviously, but I'm doing it and it's working for me. So, yeah. Get off my soapbox. Over halfway, number 14. I'll hurry up. Got guests inside the house. Missus is going a bit crazy, looking at me, banging on the window. Hey, why aren't you in here entertaining these guests? These kids are ripping their hair out. MIT News reports. Obviously, I'll go a little faster, but I'll still be very clear and concise that anyone, anywhere can understand me so that the AI can be writing all this stuff down and listening and learning from someone as adept at navigating humanity as your Gregory William Forsyth Foreman over here. AI that can learn the patterns of human language. Yeah, speaking of which, there we go, look at that. Human languages are notoriously complex, and linguists have long thought it would be impossible to teach a machine how to analyze speech sounds and word structures in the way human investigators do. But researchers at MIT, Cornell University, and McGill University have taken a step in this direction. They have demonstrated an artificial intelligence system that can learn the rules and patterns of human languages on its own, when given words and examples of how those words change to express different grammatical functions, like tense, case, or gender, in one language. This machine learning model comes up with rules that explain why the forms of those words change. For instance, it might learn that the letter A must be added to the end of a word to make the masculine form feminine in Serbo-Croatian. Yeah, I've always thought it's quite interesting in this little day and age of, gender dysmorphia and all this sort of stuff, that we're still, vast majority of the human race is using these masculine, feminine-based languages. La, and le, and all that sort of stuff. Isn't that like daily abuse for someone that feels abused by that sort of rhetoric? No wonder. No, if you're in that camp and your mind's already made up in that way, you'd be a mess by now, wouldn't you? Good job you've got pills to put you on the right track. Wow, what would we do without them pills? And it's interesting to see who is funding AI scientific, not industry-related, research nowadays. In case of this specific article and this specific research, these are, quote, "Oh, those kids are getting rowdy in there, running them granddads ragged. Bless them. Granddad. There's only one granddad in there. Granddad George." You might hear him screaming and shouting in the background, but don't be alarmed, people. That's just the fun family life going on. And I can't soundproof this place enough yet. Not got enough wine corks to cover the walls. Got a few, though, with the pubs. I run pubs. That's what I do as my main hustle until TV show development land comes and grabs me, which is momentarily coming. I mean, it's the end of the month, I should imagine. My birthday's on October the 7th, and I think that week of the October the 7th is the week that I will slip my side hustle into my main hustle, and then main hustle will become side hustle. So it will like leapfrog hustling. And then I'll have way more time to be sitting around doing this sort of stuff. So good news for you, good news for me, good news for everyone, good news for the world, good news for the future. That's what we want. That's what we want. Good news, don't we, in times like these? In these hard, oppressive times. Oh, it's so hard with all this stuff at our fingertips. Oh, the information. Oh. This work was funded in part by the Air Force Office of Scientific Research, the Center for Brains, Minds and Machines, the MIT IBM Watson AI Lab, the Natural Science and Engineering Research Council of Canada, the Fonds de Recherche du Québec, Société et Culture, the Canada CIFAR AI Chairs Program, the National Science Foundation, or the NSF, and an NSF Graduate Fellowship. End quote. Yeah, there's lots of funding going on, isn't there, into this AI stuff? 1 and a 5, we're marching on with 15 articles now. Wow, I mean, your poor little brains are going to be so scrambled by the end of this. We've still got 8 more to go, I think. I've stopped smoking recently, about a couple of months ago, and my lungs are just coughing up all this stuff. So I'm trying to keep my sinuses as clear as possible. Doing a rinse every now and again. Good old sinus rinse. It's horrific, but it does feel quite nice. You don't need to know any of that. 1 out of 5, 15. TechCrunch reports. Google's new app lets you test experimental AI systems like Lambda. Google today launched AI Test Kitchen. A kitchen? A test kitchen for the AI? You are listening, aren't you, Google? You're not listening. You gotta be. Well, I'm doing this. That's treading on our toes over here at AI.cooking. Darn it, why didn't we do AI.kitchen? We don't need to now, do we? We're working in tandem with some of the wealthiest corporations on the planet. And do they give us a dime, a nickel? No, they don't. Well, I guess they kind of pay some of you guys who listen to this show because you listen to this to be strangely entertained whilst being scarily informed. Yeah, it's that little mixture of the pain-pleasure centre of the brain being tickled. Right. Google today launched AI Test Kitchen. An Android app that allows users to try out experimental AI-powered systems from the company's labs before they make their way into production. Oh, Don. Pretty sure they must be in production if they're being tested by us. Beginning today, folks interested can complete a sign-up form as AI Test Kitchen begins to roll out gradually to small groups in the US. US listeners, sign up. Let us know, but only if you're in small groups. Don't be in large groups. That means none of you majorities. We only want minorities, all right? Little people, I think that means. Doesn't that mean people that are under a certain height? Minors? Minor? No. I don't know. As announced at Google's I/O Developer Conference earlier this year, AI Test Kitchen will serve rotating demos centered around novel, cutting-edge AI technologies, all from within Google. The company stresses that they aren't finished products, but instead are intended to give a taste of the tech giant's innovations while offering Google an opportunity to study how they're used. Yes, see how that works? They kind of gave the game away at the end there. Studying us, aren't they? Yeah, the whole thing's a big study. Well, there you go. The kitchen. We've got the cooking in the kitchen happening. 16, 1 and a 6, marching on, nom nom, chompy 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 in the kitchen of the cooking, of the AI.cooking. Nat Friedman from agrant.org, AIGRANT.org, AIgrant.org, is investing $10 million in AI first products. What? AI first? Sounding a bit fascist now, isn't it? A little bit. You can't call stuff first. AI Grant. It's time for AI first products. Oh my word. All right. Mr. Despot. You know, sit back, Nat. All right. Okay. We're all right. We get it. We get it. You guys are going to be first. AI researchers have given the world a revolutionary new platform in the form of large models trained on internet data. Yeah, those revolutions. Don't they always have guillotines and violence? And the game has changed. They're calling it a game. Ugh. And the game has changed dramatically with the recent release of advanced open source models. Some people think that the model is the product. It is not. It is an enabling technology that allows new products to be built. The breakthrough products will be AI first, built on these models from day one by entrepreneurs who understand both what the models can do and what people actually want to use. Gonna be very wealthy people, them entrepreneurs. There are exciting early examples like Midjourney, Copilot, and Jasper. New applications that have grown explosively, reaching millions of users and creating huge businesses practically overnight. This is just the beginning. Yes, remember, not a financial expert, but do invest now. I mean, it's kind of silly not to. Our goal is to find and support the great entrepreneurs who are exploring this new frontier. Ooh, over here, me. Whoa. I could do that stuff. We want to raise the status of building AI-first products. I can't do that stuff, not on my own, but with the writing team, yeah, we'll make a great team. Yes, we can do that. I'll be your front of house. I can sell it. I can meet and greet and come up with the ideas. And all the technical stuff can be handled by the smart, ugly people behind me. Not saying you're ugly. Everyone's beautiful. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. There's someone out there for everyone. There's a 7.7 billion of us. Come on now. Said go forth and multiply. And you think we're done doing that? Nuh-uh. Research is important, but creating a product that people love on a new platform requires unusual levels of creativity and ingenuity. Got those unusual levels? That's me. I'm unusually creative and ingenuitous. Arguably more so than raising money and spending it to scale up a training cluster. And the rewards to the entrepreneurs who create these products will be enormous. Researchers have raced ahead. It's time for entrepreneurs to catch up. To find out more, visit AIgrant.org website. I'm going there right now. I'm stopping all of this. AI.org. Oh my word, they're offering so much money. A week in San Francisco with amazing people. They'd have to be amazing to make San Francisco pretty good, wouldn't they? Go have a look at this site, man. Anyone that wants to come along with me, because I've got ideas for this AI stuff. You better believe I've not been doing this for a year and not had no ideas. Come on now. Make them laugh. AI musicals. My word, can you imagine how much money that would make? Ugh. Number 17. 17! I can't believe we're still going. What is this? Hour 24 by now? Our gal pal from noagendasocial.com Mastodon instance, DC Girl, yes, one of my podcast partners over at Smashcast, if you ever want to listen to it. It's a human sexuality show about humans and sexuality. Has just brought to our attention this news item. Fast Company reports. This 30-second fashion show demonstrates the true creative power of DALL-E 2. Hundreds of computer-generated outfits flicker before your eyes in 30 seconds. Oh, I bet that is quite interesting to see, actually. LA-based director Paul Trillo's mind-twisting work has left me absolutely flabbergasted more than once. He has created some of the best visual material I've ever seen, which he made possible through raw creativity, a deep knowledge of the media, and the development of production techniques like the first fully mobile bullet time rig. What on earth does that mean? It's like Neo on a mobile? What is that? Ugh, this is kind of a bit of a Matrixy episode. Then he got DALL-E 2, and things dialed up to 11. Yeah, a little Spinal Tap joke for you there. Wow, you know. A 30-second AI fashion show. DALL-E 2 has become an extremely powerful tool in Trillo's creative arsenal, one that has allowed him to create an impressive series of stop-motion composites combining real-world video imagery with DALL-E's synthetic creations. His latest example is this beautiful 30-second fashion show that used AI to generate hundreds of outfits in collaboration with his wife, the artist Shyama Golden. Wow, Shyama Golden. What's a lovely name. Shyama Golden. Who helped him art direct which outfits should appear in the final video and starred as the model. Multi-talented Shyama Golden, welcome to the world. I can see how truly creative people will be safe and empowered by these new tools rather than threatened by them. I can imagine people who are great at using After Effects or Photoshop, but have limited creativity, losing jobs the same way that many other jobs were lost to technology that empowered others to do amazing things. Trillo makes another good point. If anyone can create spectacle, then spectacle will become boring. Yeah, Trillo, interesting guy. Keep a tabs on that one. Yeah, I'll sit down. I'll have lunch with you, Trillo. You really want a decent lunch? I'll take you to a decent lunch spot. Come over to the Kingdom of Kent, the Cock. We got plenty. It's the Garden of England. And if you're really bored of it, it's about 20 minutes away from London. London, the financial centre of the world. That's what they say in London. Give us your money. We'll spend it for you. 18. Oh, my word. On my poor tongue and my poor vocal cords. Ars Technica reports. AI wins State Fair art contest. Annoys humans. A little bit more than annoy, displaces humans. Stealth win for AI-generated art inspired heated ethics debate on social media. Yep, that's what that social media is good for, those heated ethics debates. Those mass debates. An AI-generated image that won a prize at the Colorado State Fair. Enlarge / the winning entry. Theatre d'Opera Spatial. A synthetic, if you know what that meant, I'm just reading the words, guys, that's all I'm doing. A synthetic media artist named Jason Allen. Hold on. Is the artist synthetic? Or do they... That's a bit of a mislead... That's quite misleading. That is a synthetic media artist named Jason Allen. Are you real Jason Allen or are you synthetic? Entered AI-generated artwork into the Colorado State Fair Fine Arts Competition and announced last week that he won first place in the digital arts / digitally manipulated photography category. Vice reported Wednesday based on a viral tweet. Whoa, there is a lot of words that would make no sense to anyone from like 20 years ago or in the previous. Could you imagine reading that to the someone in the previous? They would go, "What are you on about?" Allen used Midjourney, a commercial image synthesis model available through a Discord server, to create a series of 3 images. He then upscaled them, printed them on canvas, and submitted them to the competition in early August. To his delight, one of the images, titled Theatre d'Opera Spatial, or Spatial, keep saying spatial, like a spatial person, captured the top prize. What's going to be interesting is when the judges are artificial intelligence and the artists are artificial intelligence and the artistry and the judging is all just one big artificial circle jerk. We're getting there, aren't we? We're not a million miles away from it. Number 19. That's my wife's favourite number. 19. Her birthday's coming up on the 25th of September. And if anyone wants to give enough value to her, provide her with one of those new Apple Watches, I'm sure she would share her health information with that person. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Any stupidly wealthy people out there that have got stupidly amounts of wealth to throw away on meaningless and frivolous items, but also accrue a great deal of respect from one person, me, and nobody else. Send her an Apple iPhone watch, the iWatch. Send her one of those things. Go on, I dare you. Save me 400 bloody quid, wouldn't it? In all honesty, that's the only way to get to me, my respect, is if you adorn my wife with gifts. There's nothing you can buy me. Nothing. You can give me contacts and let me talk to more important people and say, here, this guy's got ideas. listen to him because he'll make you lots of money, which is so totally true. I really will. But you can't buy me no gifts. Got it all. Got my RE320 mic and my MK Ultralight Motu Mark of the Unicorn thingamajiggy and an internet connection and the ability to talk to you guys. That's all I ever wanted. And now I've got it. And does it matter that anyone's listening? No, because it's the future that's listening. And that's the... Come on, get with a plan here, people. TechCrunch, back to TechCrunch, reports human drivers in UK... Oh, I better listen up. I'm in the UK for now. I mean, I'm in the Kingdom of Kent, which is in the UK for now, until I get Kexit done, which I'm going to get done. Human drivers in UK won't be liable for accidents when vehicle is self-driving. Okay, well, who's liable? Manufacturers operating self-driving vehicles in the UK will be liable for a vehicle's actions when in autonomous mode, according to the country's new roadmap to achieve a widespread rollout of self-driving vehicles by 2025. This country can't do nothing in 3 years. Are you kidding me? They just moan and talk about it and then create inquests. Oh, I'd really love to see them pull their finger out by 2025. That can's going to get kicked on down the road. I can guarantee it. The British government unveiled the roadmap over the weekend. Those guys are so useless. That's hilarious. Announcing the $119 million in funding for AV projects and an additional $41 million for research to support safety and new legislation. We're so poor, can't afford the heating, but are just splashing the cash on stuff that really won't happen or work. You see how it works? This is how it works. We are in the age of the hypocrites. And I am climbing that hypocritical ladder to the very top. I got them all in my pockets. They're going to all be in my pocket. The roadmap stated that new legislation will build on existing laws from 1835 and state that manufacturers are responsible for the actions of self-driving vehicles for now until you lobby us and give us enough money to make that not a thing. Meaning a human driver would not be liable for incidents related to driving whilst the vehicle is in control of driving. Should be. I mean, it's a 50-50 thing, isn't it? If you are divvy enough to sit behind a wheel and be careening into a wall or something and then blame it on... I mean, blimey. Yeah, they are so out of touch, these people. They're trying to get in touch by touching up people and it's not working. It's not working. What can I say? Just... You keep praying for the day that you're over here. I'm in charge because I'll make it better. I really will. 2 and a 0, 20. That is an obscene amount of news in one fortnight. And we're still going. Fierce Electronics report. Fierce Electronics report. Fierce. I love that word. Fierce. It's fierce, man. Intel CEO Gelsinger at Hot Chips focuses on chiplets for speed. Okay. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger spoke at Hot Chips 2022 on Monday on the lofty topic, semiconductors run the world. Yeah, seems like they do, don't they? The same day Intel's stock price dropped to its lowest level in 5 years. Oh. Dare you take the plunge now? There's lots of signals in this episode. Are you bold or brave? Can you sell whilst others are buying and buy whilst others are selling? Can you do that? Are you Warren Buffett? If you are, get in touch. Got lots to discuss. Intel was victim of a widespread semiconductor sell-off affecting other chip makers over investor fears of rising interest rates. No, not those interest rates. The sea's rising. The interest rates are rising. Ah! Nonetheless, the bad news on Wall Street and in the broader economy clouded the message Gelsinger hoped to convey of being an innovator with chip design. Intel fell 4.3% at market close to $33.84. 33 bucks for some Intel. This TV development money better come pretty soon, because I'm pretty sure it's coming pretty soon. But oh man, you could. This again. I'm no for the third and umpteenth time. I'm no financial expert, but it smells like the bottom. Maybe it's going to get worse, but this smells very bottomy. And has lost 36% of its value since the start of the year. Get your shorts on. My word, wow, what a year. A bad Intel earnings report in July was considered by some analysts to be a disaster. While this news item is not directly related to artificial intelligence, it's nice to see that Intel is catching with AMD and Apple that already previously used Lego-like chiplet technologies. Wow, okay. Chiplet. Chips for kids. For kidults. AMD uses the chiplet approach for its Ryzen 7 5800X3D. God, there's always a new thing to get out and buy. Every time you've got a thing, there's a new thing that's already outstripped the old thing. No one can stop the march of technology. And Apple puts 2 of its M1 Max chips into the M1 Ultra, its most powerful Mac processor. You're wet yet? I'm moist. A chief advantage Intel claims is how Meteor Lake is expected to be cheaper than the Ryzen processor at $400 and the M1 Ultra at $2,000 for an M1 Max Mac Studio. Meteor Lake is built with Forevos, where 4 chiplets are set atop a silicon substrate that provides communication links. Those silicon beings are coming. Can't stop them. 21! Are you awake? 21! We're still going. Wake up! Wakey, wakey! VentureBeat reports. Ray, the machine learning tech behind OpenAI, levels up Ray 2.0. Over the last 2 years, one of the most common ways for organizations to scale and run increasingly large and complex artificial intelligence workloads has been with the open source Ray framework, used by companies from OpenAI to Shopify and Instacart. Ray enables machine learning models to scale across hardware resources and can also be used to support MLOps workflows across different ML tools. Ray 1.0 came out in September 2020 and has had a series of iterations over the last 2 years. Today, the next major milestone was released, with the general availability of Ray 2.0 at the Ray Summit in San Francisco. Cool, I bet there's a geezer named Ray behind this. He's a very egotistical man or woman or anything in between. Ray 2.0 extends the technology with the new Ray AI runtime, AI or AIR Air. That is intended to work as a runtime layer for executing ML services. Ray 2.0 also includes capabilities designed to help simplify building and managing AI workloads. I'm not going to lie, feeling a little bit nauseous about the word RAY. Said it quite a lot in that last 30 seconds there. Along the new release, Any Scale, they didn't use the word RAY in that. Wow, thank you. Which is the lead commercial backer of Ray, announced a new enterprise platform for running Ray. Any Scale also announced a new $99 million round of funding co-led by existing investors Addition and Intel Capital, with participation from Foundation Capital. Get your big bucks over here. The AI's got your big bucks for you. Are you struggling with your funds? Then forget about your real life. Build AI for the future. Big bucks. From big bucks to a row of ducks. 22. Not row, but 2 ducks in a row. Well, the 2 constitutes a row. Do you know what Brussels effect is? No, we don't mean additional farting when you eat Brussels sprouts. We mean Brussels sprouts. Didn't know we were going to go there, but all right. I don't like Brussels sprouts. They're like big tasteless peas, aren't they? Ugh. The Brussels effect is the process of unilateral regulatory globalization caused by the European Union de facto externalizing its laws outside its borders through market mechanisms. Oh, has there ever been a sentence to put you off the EU more than that one? Wow. Ugh. Blech. And EU is about to regulate AI. The Brussels effect and artificial intelligence. The European Union is likely to introduce among the first, most stringent and most comprehensive AI regulatory regimes of the world's major jurisdictions. In this report, we ask whether the EU's upcoming regulation for AI will diffuse globally, producing a so-called Brussels effect, building on and extending Anu Bradford's work. We outline the mechanisms by which such regulatory diffusion may occur. We consider both the possibility that the EU's AI regulation will incentivize changes in products offered in non-EU countries, a de facto Brussels effect. Oh, my word, these people and their egos. It is off the chain. They are so egotistical. Oh, God, does it rankle me somewhat. And the possibility it will influence regulation adopted by other jurisdictions. A de jure Brussels effect. Oh, they're even infecting our English language with their de jure stuff. Ugh, bleh. Focusing on the proposed EU AI Act, we tentatively conclude that both de facto and de jure Brussels effects are likely for parts of the EU regulatory regime. Oh, who likes a regime? No one. Nobody likes regimes. Apart from regimists and people in regimes. A de facto effect is particularly likely to arise in large US tech companies with AI systems that the AI Act terms high risk. We argue that the upcoming regulation might be particularly important in offering the first and most influential operationalization of what it means to develop and deploy trustworthy or human-centered AI. If the EU regime is likely to see significant diffusion, ensuring it is well designed becomes a matter of global importance. We're so important. Listen to us and our roles. And here is conclusion from the related very long PDF file about it. Do they ever do anything concise? Oh, I'm getting mad. I better get through this quick. European product safety regulation and the CE mark led to substantial global regulatory diffusion. My mind is vomiting with these sentences. Ah, it's too much. You've almost broke me with this amount of news. I will never be broken. I'm like that geezer at the end of that brilliant movie Brazil by Terry Gilliam, one of the best movies ever made, movie films. Or another one at the end of that Clockwork Orange, but slightly less rapey than that guy. He was really weird. Ugh. Yeah, that's just the wife getting the old, getting some agua out the fridge. Oh, I'm like really close. Last news item, and then there's 2 knowledge and thingy corners, and I'm done. My brain is hurting a little bit now, I'm not gonna lie.
Did you want another coffee?
I could do with one more coffee, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, this is really tough going. You hearing this? This is really tough going. I'll be done way before that. Oh my word, right. Needed that. The EU's strategy to regulate only safety targets rather than specific safety precautions appears effective. Yes, it appears effective, but appearances can be deceptive. Deceptively effective. This strategy ensures that product safety does not hinder innovation and supports the regulation of rapidly developing technologies and products, such as AI systems. Point 453, the CE mark is considered a sign of product quality, which increases the revenue from non-differentiation and contributes positively to the de facto Brussels effect. Oh, God, these people. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with these people? They are totally insane. They are so mad that they think they can harness the power of a demigod and put legislation. Oh, my word. Oh. Finally, our last news item. No, it's not. Oh, my word. Oh, there's 20. I'm still scrolling down. Oh, my word. It's not final. Oh, I'm breathless. This is too much. This is too much news. This is too much. I'm drawing a line under this. If it's going to be this amount of news items, then we need to do this like pod news and just release it one by one as it comes out every day, sometimes 3 times a day. All right? There's no way I can keep up with this. This is too much for one brain. I'm telling you. It's too much. All right? Sorry. You've done a great job, writing team. You really have. You've gone above and beyond the research. It's like we are so overclipped this week. This fortnight. This is a once a week show. If it's going to be like this, then this at least it's once a week. If it's going to really be like this and it's going to just get more and more, which it is, let's face it, there's just going to be more and more news for us to get through, then I think moving into a pod news kind of short 3 to 7 minute episodes dealing with 2 or 3 news items or even one at a time, it's going to have to be the way to go. We've got to get off Anchor FM as well. What a crock of crap. I mean, I pay for this stuff already. I'm hosting it on other stuff. I'm going to leave this in there, and then if you want me to take it out, writing team, then you let me know, and I will edit all of that out. Or as much as I'll edit anything you want me to edit out. It doesn't bother me. I'll take it all out. If you want to take out all of the commentary, it'll all go. Okay, buckle up. 23. Sorry. This could be boring for non-technical listeners, but trust us, it's vital for AI practitioners. Okay? People who are already asleep, stay asleep. People that need to switch on, switch on. Google has published a blog item, What's New in TensorFlow 2.10? That depicts what is new in this popular deep learning library. Google writes, TensorFlow 2.10 has been released. Highlights of this release include user-friendly features in Keras to help you develop transformers, deterministic and stateless initializers, updates to the Optimizers API, and new tools to help you load audio data. We've also made performance enhancement with 1DNN, expanded GPU support on Windows, and more. This release also marks TensorFlow Decision Forests 1.0. Read on to learn more. Some excerpts about novelties in this release of TensorFlow. Keras expanded unified mask support for Keras attention layers. Starting from TensorFlow 2.10, mask handling for Keras attention layers have been expanded and unified. New Keras Optimizers API, new version of the Keras Optimizer API, which will replace the current deterministic and stateless Keras initializers. Backup and restore checkpoints with step-level granularity. Easily generate an audio classification dataset from a directory of audio files. Still yet not fully automatic speech recognition, but just improvements in recognizing couple words. So you can throw in every AI.cooking episode to build that AI cock, King of Kent, Gregory William Forsyth Foreman. So the AI co-host can also be me to make it even more confusing. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? The einsame dense layer is no longer experimental. Linear algebra helper improvement and no longer experimental, so no longer beta or alpha version. Performance and collaborations. Improved ARM CPU performance developed in cooperation with ARM, Amazon AWS, and Linaro. Expanded GPU support on Windows. TensorFlow can now leverage a wider range of GPUs on Windows through the TensorFlow Direct ML plugin. To enable model training on DirectX 12 capable GPUs from vendors such as AMD, Intel, Nvidia, and Qualcomm. So, good news for video gamers. Now they can use their game PCs for AI/machine learning tasks too, not just for video gaming. Yeah, shamefully, I did do a bit of video gaming, or attempted to. I had this urge to play Skyrim. Skyrim. I'm playing Skyrim. Skyrim for the umpteenth time, and man, did it not go well. I uninstalled, reinstalled, modded, and got about 10 minutes in before the thing crashed. I'm no good at this stuff. Decided I was wasting my time. Went back to TV show development land. Other stuff. TensorFlow Decision Forests 1.0. TensorFlow Decision Forests TFDF has become a more stable and mature library. That's hot coffee, that is. Wow. New features in tf.data namespace. You can create tf.data dataset from lists of elements. Elements. And our penultimate news item. You've made it, I've made it. If you've got this far, well done you. I'm sure it took a lot of your courage to get here. NVIDIA Corporations reports on its blog. NVIDIA Hopper sweeps AI inference benchmarks in MLPerf debut. Okay, technical people, stay awake. Non-technical people, just try and struggle on through. I'll make it as interesting as I possibly can. In their debut on the MLPerf industry standard AI benchmarks, NVIDIA H100 Tensor Core GPUs set world records in inference on all workloads, delivering up to 4.5 times more performance than previous generation GPUs. The results is that the GPUs are going to be more expensive again, because they'll work out how to mine the crypto again, and you won't get any of them again. That's what I predict. Just need another global conflict. I don't know, maybe something happening in that poor little island of Taiwan to totally and utterly screw the semiconductor production. Just a little prediction for you there. Might happen, might not happen. Smells like it will happen to me. Definitely posturing is going on. You can't argue that that's not happening. The results demonstrate that Hopper is the premium choice for users who demand utmost performance on AI advanced models. Additionally, NVIDIA A100 Tensor Core GPUs and the NVIDIA Jetson AGX Orin module for AI-powered robotics continue to deliver overall leadership inference performance across all MLPerf tests. Image and speech recognition, natural language processing, and recommender systems. The H100, aka Hopper, raised the bar in per accelerator performance across all 6 neural networks in the round. It demonstrated leadership in both throughput and speed in separate server offline scenarios. Our commentary: nice to see NVIDIA bragging about their GPU chips that are for gaming, but offer good scores also for machine learning training and inferring, a subset of artificial intelligence. I think gaming is also a subset of artificial intelligence because you've got your NPCs, and this, it's not only a matter of time before that. I mean, that movie film that came out with Ryan Reynolds. What was it? Free Guy. That was very good and about that topic. And I do... I nearly said it again. We did cover that in one of our earlier episodes. Go back to insert episode number here to find that. And finally, our final news item for this fortnight is number 25, a quarter of a century of news items later. Your brain is bigger for listening to this. Let's face it. So carry on listening to it. And if your brain is bigger and your wallet's bigger, because it should be by now with all this investing in AI companies that we're kind of telling you but not telling you to do, give a little value back to us. Boost the show. We've had a few boosts, and I think they might have been left out of the transcript. I'll ask the writing team now. That's bound to really improve the Sunday that the writing team's having. Bless them. I love you, writing team. I do love you. I really, really do. And if I was near you, I'd give you a good cuddle, a big hug, in a non-sexual way, in a friendly way. I think human contact is very important, and we should all have it. So if you're ever in my ends, do look me up. I'll provide you with many good times, beautiful pints of beer, best in the world you can get, and cuddles. I mean, what could be worse? Non-sexual cuddles. If you want sexual cuddles, we can visit a brass house. I know plenty of those. Don't go to them because I've never paid for it in all my life. But doesn't mean they don't exist, right? 25! The Verge tech blog, much better than Gizmodo and much better than Engadget, is reporting about robotics coming to everyday life. I left a little bit too much on the coming there. Yeah. We are having me and the missus. We're doing the baby making karma thing. And we've kicked Big Pharma out of her routine. And there's no latex interference in our carnal relations. So expect another little prince or princess of Kent any day now. Well, any month now. Yeah, very, very boldly striding into the future, knowing that we currently can't house or afford another life. But I'm so certain that TV development land is going to come snap this idea that I've got up, and that insane wealth is a matter of mere weeks away. that I'm just plowing ahead. And literally, I mean, I'm plowing ahead. Do you know what I mean? Like plowing it. Although I have to say that as far as satisfaction goes, as gratisfaction goes in the bedroom department, man cannot compete with machine. If there's one thing this show can teach you, is that man cannot compete with machine. So get with a plan and get friendly with that machine. Know what I'm saying? But for heaven's sake, buy one that plugs into the wall, because batteries will never cut it. They never will. No. Talking of batteries, Uber Eats and Neuro sign a 10-year deal to do robot food delivery in California and Texas. Another chance for you to look up the public price of companies and see if it's worth buying. Because if there's one thing I know about modern man, it's that they are impressively lazy. Uber Eats customers in California and Texas, although isn't that the same thing these days? Californexus? Texafornia, may soon have their takeout delivered by a driverless delivery pod after the company signed a 10-year deal with autonomous driving startup Neuro. Could you imagine in San Fran, you get your driverless delivery pod turn up and it turns out someone's hacked it on the way in there, nicked your food and left some other less desirable object in the pod. Some human excrement, perhaps, and your little hungry belly goes, oh no, it's my dinner, man. I want my shawarma. Today's announcement is the culmination of over 4 years of start and stop negotiations between the two companies. Uber wanted to use Neuro's vehicles to make deliveries in Houston back in 2019, during the pandemic. But those plans never panned out. See what he did there? Now the two companies have struck a decade-long deal to expand robot deliveries to more customers than ever. Starting this fall, Uber and Neuro will deploy autonomous delivery vehicles in 2 cities, Mountain View, California, and Houston, Texas. Neither company would disclose the number of vehicles nor the expected number of customers who will participate in these early tests. But they did say they eventually hope to expand the service to the Greater Bay Area in California. Yes, any Greater Bay Area listeners, famous podcasters like Tibbity top of the draw podcasters, best in the world out there that probably don't listen to, but really should be listening to this show, well, report back and let us know. Let us know how that goes. Sign up. The end of news items! History! And now, History Corner! Question. When was the first AI chatbot? The next big AI milestone we've pulled out centers on chatbots. Before Siri, before Alexa, came Eliza, the first face of conversational AI. Built between 1964 and 1966, Eliza is one of the first natural language processing programs. Eliza marks the start of the pursuit of AI chatbots. That is, computers that can understand and talk to us. Despite Joseph Weizenbaum, her creator, often reminding people that she wasn't intelligent. More info about Eliza. Eliza is an early natural language processing computer program created from 1964 to 1966 at the MIT Artificial Intelligence Laboratory by Joseph Weizenbaum. Created to demonstrate the superficiality of communication between humans and machines, Eliza simulated conversation by using a pattern matching and substitution methodology that gave users an illusion of understanding on the part of the program, but had no built-in framework for contextualizing events. Directives on how to interact were provided by scripts, written originally in mad slip in it, which allowed Eliza to process user inputs and engage in discourse following the rules and directions of the script. The most famous script, Doctor, simulated a Rogerian psychotherapist, in particular Carl Rogers, who was well known for simply parroting back at patients what they had just said. Imagine paying money for that. I feel so depressed, doctor. I feel so depressed, patient. I want to screw me mum and dad, doctor. I want to screw my mother and father, patient. And used rules dictated in the script to respond with non-directional questions to user inputs. What a troll! This is the world's first troll. As such, Eliza was one of the first chatterbots and one of the first programs capable of attempting the Turing test. Our commentary from CSB. Eliza didn't use contemporary artificial technologies like natural language processing and machine learning, but it was still impressive at the time. 58 years ago! Yeah. That is very impressive, I have to concur. Oh, that coffee's still so very hot. And before we get to Knowledge Corner, we've got a couple of boosts to read out. Received boostagram for AI.cooking from @Jarhead946. Boosting some more. Know that I got you the first lot. Keep up the good work at CSB and at Gwoof. 5,000 sat sent using Fountain. Received boostagram for AI boost. User 59 loads of numbers, whatever. ITM from @CapAgenda. Yes, thank you, Capitalist Agenda. I have to say, thank you. Your artwork is phenomenal. And if you ever want to attempt some artwork for this show, oh, well, we would gladly take your brains production and sling it on our episodes. 100%. 100. 333 sat sent using Fountain. Yes, remember, this is a Podcasting 2.0 compliant podcast you are listening to. If you want to get involved, go along to newpodcastapps.com. That is NEW podcastapps.com. Not going to mention the other one that I said, you know, the one without the clothes on the podcast apps. And Knowledge Corner is here! Yes! Get some of that knowledge. So much knowledge in this show. This show is so much infotainment. Can your brain contain it? No! Note, it will be difficult to explain some technical terms without using formulas and without using visualizations. But we will try, and if we fail to explain them, don't despair. We will come back to important topics again in future episodes with new or improved explanations. So, finally, the Knowledge Corner. What is backpropagation, also known as backprop? BP? In machine learning, backpropagation is a widely used algorithm for training feed-forward neural networks. Generalizations of backpropagation exist for other artificial neural networks, or ANNs, and for functions generally. These classes of algorithms are all referred to generically, is that a word? As backpropagation. In fitting a neural network, backpropagation computes the gradient of the loss function with respect to the weights of the network for a single input-output example, and does so efficiently. Unlike naive direct computation of the gradient with respect to each weight individually. This efficiency makes it feasible to use gradient methods for training multi-layer networks, updating weights to minimize loss. Gradient descent or variants such as stochastic gradient descent are commonly used. The backpropagation algorithm works by computing the gradient of the loss function with respect to each weight by the chain rule. Computing the gradient one layer at a time iterating backward from the last layer to avoid redundant calculations of intermediate terms in the chain rule. This is an example of dynamic programming. Backpropagation is a core part of AI. It essentially allows a neural network to learn from mistakes. While this might not sound thrilling, it means that AI can be trained to perform better over time. In turn, this allows AI to become increasingly better at making decisions. Another short explanation.
Is backpropagation an artificial neural network?
Not per se. Backpropagation in neural networks is a short form for backward propagation of errors. It is a standard method of training artificial neural networks. This method helps calculate the gradient of a loss function with respect to all the weights in the network.
Is backpropagation supervised or unsupervised learning?
Backpropagation is a supervised learning algorithm for training multi-layer perceptrons. Artificial neural networks. Perceptrons! Wow, cool. Perceptrons! Haha. Oh, I'm writing that one down.
What is the difference between backpropagation and gradient descent?
Backpropagation is the process of calculating the derivatives, and gradient descent is the process of descending through the gradient, i.e., adjusting the parameters of the model to go down through the loss function. And that's it for this episode. Stay safe, clump, and stay dangerous. Brilliantly bonkers bananas.
Singularity is near. Yo.
We sure hope not. Yo, back at you.